Gigi McKelvey, host of the podcast Pretty Lies and Alibis, and Joel Waldman, host of the podcast Surviving the Survivor, both which cover true crime. Famous people at CrimeCon, I see them all the time. Gigi, I'll start with you. Look, online sleuths, they have been all over the Guthrie case. In what ways can they be helpful here?
It's like you mentioned with Gabby Petito, somebody who never would have thought that they would have been that one tip that broke that case wide open and narrowed that timeline down and ultimately led investigators to where she was buried. Somebody just editing her video happened to say, oh, I've seen this van, oh, there's a hat. There's a lot of really smart people online, Jesse, people that can work with photographs to clarify them or take certain things and make it clear to where it's fuzzy at night, but you can see it now. And so I think there is definitely this big pool of people out there that can bring stuff, but at the same time, there's a flip side to that, and I've seen a lot of that too.
That's the part I want to focus on, Joel, because look, I 100% agree. I mean, even people that write me, I'm like, oh, that's a really good point. That's a really good question. Let me bring it up in the show. What's the flip side? Where do online sleuths have to be careful, considering social media today is very different? Things spread like wildfire like that. What do they have to be careful of?
Well, thanks for having me, Jesse. Congrats on the new show. And I mean, bottom line, is uncorroborated information. I can tell you I'm getting literally hundreds of emails a day on this story. I've never seen traction on a story like this, true crime or otherwise, and people are just kind of running wild. I mean, right now, as we are speaking, and Brian mentioned this off the top of the show, there's talk about one black glove that was reported today, but now the Twitter sphere, the X sphere, is talking about a pair of black gloves. I have no idea where that's coming from. I asked my community, hey, do you know where this is coming from? And this starts to spread exponentially like wildfire. So misinformation is magnified a billionfold in this day of social media. You have to be really careful with that. And at the end of the day, I think you really have to let the professionals do their jobs.
And Joel, let me just follow up on that. I'm saying this from the perspective, I get it. They have to be very careful, authorities, with what they release, not to jeopardize the investigation and not to jeopardize a future prosecution if they catch somebody. But do you think that here authorities should be releasing more information to the public?
Yes, and if anything, I speak to a lot of detectives. They say, "Look, give the public, give the media some red meat." I hate to say this publicly, but I will. Even if it's not really vital information, I think this is a giant flaw among others with this case. But the public aspect of it, in terms of reporting by the sheriff's department, he was giving these press conferences early on, and then we haven't heard from them, except for these statements that you just read. But they've got to give the public something. There's too much hunger, too much thirst out there for information, if only to say, hey, we're going to be canvassing this area, we're continuing to work, be patient, but with nothing. It's brutal.
I'm not surprised, considering, when Sheriff Nanos first spoke out, caused some issues. Gigi, I'll give you the final word on this. We got about a minute left, okay? What are the theories that you're hearing online right now that say, you know what? I'm thinking twice.
Oh, Jesse, I've been thinking about this, and not many. I mean, I've seen a lot of conspiracy theories that are just way out there, but I honestly haven't seen anything that really makes me think this could have happened. And I think it goes back to what you guys were just talking about, which is a big lack of information from investigators. And so when there's a lack of information, speculation runs rampant. And so for me, I just haven't seen any theories that made me say, oh, maybe they figured it out. I just like Joel here, I get a lot of emails every day of conspiracy theories. I mean, there are a dime a dozen. But yeah, so far, I think everybody really is just clueless because we don't have much to go on. But look, the integrity of the investigation is way more important than our desire to know. And at the end of the day, everybody just wants to get that news that Nancy Guthrie's been found safe and alive and is coming 100%. Home.
I'll tell you, I just refer back to the Kohberger case when that first began. I know there was a lot of criticism, a lot of questions about, are they handling this right? Are they investigating it properly? Once they made an arrest of Brian Kohberger, and I read that probable cause affidavit, I was like, my gosh, the incredible police work behind the scenes to capture this guy. I knew that he was going to be convicted. Gigi McKelvey, Joel Waldman, I'll tell everybody, follow you guys if they want the truth. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.